Hey everyone, John here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a wave pattern long, looking back up to the upside here on crude oil. First target coming off at 42.47, and then the second target's going to go a little bit higher up, taking everything off at, let's see, 78 is going to be the final portion there. So overall, we're looking at a relatively strong wave pattern to the upside, but it is a big wave pattern. We're not playing around with a small little wave. We're playing around with the big one this time. So because of that, we have to kind of be conscious of the fact that there's a chance that it could slide through a little bit. I'm not anticipating my exact entry to be the absolute bottom. It's unreasonable to expect that. So because of that, I'm looking for a bounce, but I have to utilize a little bit of a wider stop to start out. So our initial risk is going to be a little bit farther down, but as we start getting movement in our direction, then we'll be able to lock the stop up nice and tight to get it underneath wherever the bottom happens to be inside here, and then we'll be able to ride the rest of it up. Now the nice thing is, even using a wide stop here, from our entry to the stop, it's 32 ticks, and then from our entry to our target, we're looking at 30 ticks. So it's fairly one-to-one, even with the actual risk on the table to start out the trade. Now, when we start turning back around and we lock our stop, let's say it turned around right now and we were able to lock our stop in underneath this low at 07 or so. That obviously reduces the risk significantly. So even starting out initially, we do have to use a little bit of a bigger stop because it's a big wave pattern, and then looking for the follow through back up from there. So our entry 42.16, looking for 42.47 as our first target. Now, from our first target, we already measured that up. That's 30 ticks. And then the second target, if we can get that big push up that we're looking for here off at 42.78, we're looking at a 62 tick final portion here on this wave pattern up. Now, we do have inventories today. We had a holiday, which kind of threw everything off a little bit. So inventories are today this time, but they're not coming until 11 o'clock. So 10:10, we still have plenty of time for the inventories. Not really a big deal, but if you are nervous about the inventories, this is a trade that you would skip. You don't want to be trading going into the inventories, or maybe close early ahead of the numbers depending on where we are. But the overall move itself, we're looking to take 2 off at 30, that's 60, and then 2 off at 62. That would lock in 184 ticks on the trade, and that's primarily the move that we're looking for here. Now, depending on how long this takes, the news may kind of interfere a little bit, especially since at 11 o'clock, we may just go sideways until then. So if that does happen, there is an option to get out a little bit early. Then you can take that. Otherwise, hang on for that bigger push up to 42.78 and see if it wants to fill all of the targets. So we'll give it a little bit of time here, see if we can start turning back around, lock our stop in after we get that first target hit, and then we can look for the further target up. All right, so we're coming into the inventories here in about 15 seconds. We missed our target by 1 tick twice, faded back to break even, and now we're pushing back up. So we have the news in a little bit. You do have the option of exiting right now, and you'd lock in about 400 bucks. I'm looking to see the move before the news was very bullish. We've already got our stop locked in. There is a possibility that we get slippage, but overall, yeah, and there we go. Big push up on the news there. But again, it's aggressive holding into that news like that. You can see how fast this is moving. When inventories come out, sometimes it's better just to sit on your hands, and maybe if you're already in a position, maybe consider getting out. It's definitely an option. In this case, though, we got our fills to the upside. I accepted the extra risk. If it was going to slip us, then we'll take the slippage. But that is a personal choice, so make sure to keep that in mind. Beautiful wave pattern overall to the upside, though. Definitely didn't catch the exact bottom. You'll see that they actually pushed down one more time there. Ooh, let's do that in yellow. One more time there and then push back up. Once we started getting some nice movement up here, especially when you come 1 tick away from your target twice, definitely lock your stop, and you don't want to give anything back at that point. They tried pulling down into the break-even. Everyone got out most likely at break-even ahead of the news, and then it rips to the upside and gets all of our targets filled. So beautiful little bit of movement there. And from the looks of it, we got slipped a little bit on that second portion. I can't say that's a huge surprise, especially given the movement there. You saw how fast that went. So we actually ended up at 192 ticks. So it's 1,920 on the trade. Beautiful move up. Excellent wave pattern. Just a little bit aggressive holding into the news, but we worked out right back up to the upside in our final target. So that's going to do it for the trade. If you have any questions about it, feel free to shoot an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.